When I was a kid, Joey Wheeler was my hero. Not just because he had the strongest cards or because he would win every duel, but because he never stopped fighting. I still remember watching Yu-Gi-Oh! In my little home with one window that allowed the light to pass through split even in the living room floor. I wasn't thinking about homework or the next day. I was simply watching and cheering for Joey like he could totally hear me. Nothing else mattered. And then came his duel with the ESP Duelist. For the first time, it felt like Joey had finally met his match. Someone who could seem to have known his next move. Maybe a psychic duelist. Battle City was full of duelists with incredible strategies, but this one was a little bit different. The ESP Duelist claimed he could read minds, and every planned to play scenario seemed to be anticipated before the card even hit the field. As a kid, I remember wondering, is this guy actually psychic? It sounds funny now, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Made anything feel possible way back then.
Psychic duelist isn't all he claims to be.
Every new opponent brought a mystery, and I completely bought into it. Now, Joey wasn't like Yugi. He didn't have magic, he didn't have the power of the Millennium Puzzle. He had determination.
Rule number 1 in the Joey Wheeler rulebook is never back down from any challenge.
That's what made him easy to root for. He made mistakes, he got frustrated, he panicked, but he felt like someone who had to earn every victory. As a kid, that made me like him very much.
Celestial Force, I call upon you!
And that's actually quite true. He wasn't supposed to win Battle City. He wasn't even supposed to stand alongside the likes of two of the greatest duelists in that era, aside from Eric, Yugimoto and Seto Kaiba. He was just someone who never gave up and did the very best he could. And as a kid, I always took that lesson to heart.
Come on, Chrome Dome, take your best shot. I got a trap.
One of the things that I didn't know as a kid was it wasn't necessarily the ESP Duelist's psychic abilities that made me respect him, but I was actually his confidence. Every move felt like it meant something, that he was a part of this entire move himself.
Show your stuff, Jinzo!
Ah, my trap!
With Jinzo on the field, all your trap cards are useless! I foresee the finish. With no defenses, Jinzo will destroy you in no time at all, and you'll be out of the tournament for good, Wheeler!
I can't let him win!
So, Joey's biggest challenge wasn't necessarily his cards. His biggest challenge was overcoming his doubt. Once he thought that he could beat his enemy, that it was his enemy was no longer invincible, that's when things started to change.
You're mine, Wheeler! Now Jinzo, attack his Thousand Dragon with Cyber Energy Shock!
Now that my dragon's gone, how long can I hold on?
One reason Joey remains one of my most favorite beloved characters was that he represents the underdog. And most of us can relate to that. Maybe some of us were not really good at many things. However, we always had that tenacity and that perseverance to do well, learn from our mistakes, and bounce back through adversity. I think that's one of the biggest lessons that carried me on when I was a kid.
Check this out! Yes! The magic card, Roulette Spider! Roulette Spider attached to Jinzo!
Ah! What's that?
Yeah, whenever I watch this episode, I'm transported way back to that little home I was in with the TV buzzing and watching Joey overcome the odds. I miss that feeling, not because it was perfect, but because it made ordinary life seem unforgettable.
Jinzo! Stop! Jinzo's pointing to my reflex bounder!
So cool. These stories made this duel seem very unforgettable, and watching this 20 years later, I can see why. It evokes emotion in me and memories that I'll always have with me. This is kind of the cool part about this show. It has that capacity.
And if it attacks, they're both doomed! Ah! Don't reflect! You'll send his attack right back! No, you can't! If Jinzo's blast gets bounced back to him by reflex bounder, they're both gone!
Too late, Roba. Both your monsters are destroyed, and you're history!
No! I had it!
Rule number 1 in the Joey Wheeler rulebook is never back down from any
Joey
challenge.
Wheeler versus the ESP Duelist isn't just another Battle City duel. And, you know, for me it's a reminder of why Joey became one of the most beloved characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! He wasn't necessarily fearless. He wasn't unbeatable. He really just refused to quit. And maybe that's why, you know, so many of us can relate to him as well. And what do you guys think? Now, do you believe the ESP really has psychic powers? Or what were your thoughts when you first watched this episode? Share your memories in the comments. I'd love to know where you were when you first watched this duel and what you remember the most about it. Thanks for joining me on another trip to Battle City. I'll see you in the next duel. Peace.